Episode 17. If the Sabbath was nailed to the cross, why did God write it in stone? Key text, Exodus 31:18. Tables of stone, written with the finger of God. If the Sabbath was nailed to the cross and done away with, why did God write it in stone with his own finger? Exodus 31:18 tells us, "And he gave unto Moses 2 tables of testimony, tables of stone, written with the finger of God." Now think about this logically. If God knew the Sabbath was temporary, if he planned to abolish it at the cross, why would he go out of his way to write it in stone, the universal symbol of permanence? God didn't write the 4th commandment in dust. He didn't whisper it in the wind. He didn't let Moses record it with ink. He wrote it with his own divine hand in indestructible stone to show that nothing would ever change it. Let's be honest. When God writes something in stone, you better not erase it. But that's exactly what most churches have done. They claim the Sabbath was nailed to the cross. Yet they still uphold the other 9 commandments. They say murder is still wrong, adultery is still wrong, lying is still wrong. But Sabbath breaking, that's just legalism. Do you see the hypocrisy? You can't treat the 4th commandment like a throwaway verse while clinging to the others as moral truth. James 2:10 says, "For whosoever shall keep the whole law and yet offend in one point, he is guilty of all." The 10 commandments are a package deal, not a buffet line where you pick and choose. And here's the kicker. Nowhere in the Bible does it say the 10 commandments were nailed to the cross. What was nailed? The ceremonial laws, the handwritten ordinances written in a book by Moses. Colossians 2:14 says, "Blotting out the handwriting of ordinances that was against us." That's not stone. That's scrolls and ink. And it's not God's finger. It's Moses's hand. 2 separate laws, 2 separate purposes, 2 separate outcomes. One was nailed to the cross. The other remains the foundation of God's throne. In fact, Psalm 111:7-8 says, "All his commandments are sure. They stand fast forever and ever." And Jesus, the very one who fulfilled the law, said in Matthew 5:18, "Till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law." Heaven and earth are still here. So is his law. So is the Sabbath. Let's expose the real reason people want to nail the Sabbath to the cross. It interferes with their lifestyle. It exposes man-made Sunday worship. It challenges centuries of religious tradition. But God doesn't bend truth to fit tradition. He calls people out of error and back to obedience. So here's the real question. If the 4th commandment, "Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy," was written in stone by the finger of God, who gave your pastor the authority to erase it? Who gave your church the right to rewrite the day God sanctified? Because when judgment comes, you won't be judged by man's opinions. You'll be judged by God's law, the one written in stone, not ink. And only those who do his commandments will have right to the tree of life. Revelation 22:14. The cross didn't cancel the Sabbath. It confirmed its eternal value by showing us how far God would go to forgive those who broke it. But forgiveness is not permission to rebel. It's a call to return. So I ask you, do you honor what God carved in stone, or what man scribbled in a sermon?